My name is Adam Powell. I have the honor of serving as the president and CEO at Communities and Schools of the Dallas region. And we are a nonprofit that works with at-risk students. And we do this in three primary ways. We work with students academically, behaviorally, and students that are struggling with attendance. We do this right now across 100 plus campuses in the Dallas region, across 14 school districts. And every last one of those campuses that we serve has a full-time staffer who's on campus there every day working directly with students and families, ensuring that they get the resources and the support they need to be successful. Well, if you look at all the research across not only the state of Texas, but all across the country, and you look at the predictors of student success, one of the things that is always at the top of that list is family engagement. So it is very important that we have parents and grandparents and guardians, et cetera, that are really engaged in the academic process of their students. And what we see when that happens is you see students perform better academically. We see that attendance rates are much higher, et cetera. You see that in the data, but we also see it here at Communities and Schools anecdotally as well. We are out knocking on doors, working directly with families, and those that are engaged are the students that tend to, we see the biggest improvement in academics, behavior, and attendance. Well, there are so many things that educators are competing with these days, right? Technology being front and center. There was a recent study that suggested screen time is as high in 2024 as it has been in any year throughout our history. And that is students on cell phones, students watching TV, and the list goes on and on. And it's a real conundrum because at the same time, those are some of the things that could be useful tools as well in the educational process. But what we see for so many young students is that they're overdoing it. So they're on their phones, they're on social media all the time, and some of these things, it really is competing with their academic priorities. I think another thing that you'll see is mental health, right, which has become really a huge thing in kind of this post-COVID world, but was really bubbling up even pre-COVID. You see students struggling with anxiety, depression, and the list of these things goes on. And it really is an impediment to their academic success because you can't expect a student to be the best academic ituration of themselves if they're struggling with some of these mental health challenges that we see that is very prevalent in students today. About 1 in 6 students have identified as having a struggle that is mental health in nature, whether it's anxiety, depression, and the list of those things continue. I think one of the interesting things is really post-secondary success. I think it's really important for nonprofits and for K-12 institutions to really create pathways for students. One of the things that we see in this country is that wealth among white families is about 5 times that of Black and Hispanic families. And so much of that is directly tied to kind of these post-secondary pathways, right? Across the country, about 50% of adults over the age of 25 have an associate's degree at a minimum. For Hispanic families, that's about 29%. For African American families, that's about 35%, right? So much of that is tied to wealth and tied to income. So it's really important that we focus time, energy, effort, and attention in really helping students to access these pathways into higher education institutions and then successfully into the workforce.